Well, hello and welcome back. It is a beautiful, beautiful day. It's supposed to be about 70 degrees today. Right now there's just barely clouds in the sky, and it's about 58, 60, around 60 degrees right now. Just unbelievable. So we've got 2 days. I've got to get a bunch of stuff done because there's rain coming back in at the early part of next week. I've got 2 days to get stuff done. I've got, of course, a lot I need to get done, but for this video we're going to concentrate on getting our raised garden beds started, set up and started. Don't know, we won't have time to get anything planted right now, but we're going to have everything in position to be ready. Who knows, maybe we will. Everything, we go on the fly around here. So so let's get started. Just came around the front of what's considered the front of the trailer, and ever since we've lived here the first year, robins built a nest up there. I haven't really noticed them the last few years, but as I came around the corner I scared one off its nest, but it'll be back. I just startled it, so maybe they're gonna try putting some eggs in there this year. Hope so. Well, all right, the chickens are trying to talk to me this morning, but I'm going to go ahead and film anyway. I don't think it'll be too loud on the mic. So I'm back here where the totes are at, and some of the buckets. The buckets is what we did our tomatoes in last year. Robin has confiscated a lot of the buckets to do her goose work. Don't ask any questions, it makes sense. So for right now, what I'm going to do is go through the totes, and I'm going to see what we could use and what we can't. As you can see, we've been growing our weeds in the totes, our wildflowers. A lot of this I'm going to get out of here before I move them, and I'll just throw those to the chickens. The chickens love stuff like that. So we've got, everything's looking pretty good. This one here is pretty much damaged goods. See, it's got a big crack in it, so we'll be throwing that one away, going to the trash pile. That one doesn't have anything in it, but it looks pretty good. So looking around through here, it's hard to notice some of them. They're buried in the weeds that I need to weed eat. Not going to bother weed eating until I get everything out of here though. This one here is cracked, so I probably won't use it. I mean, it probably could be used, but I don't know if I'll need it, because I'm not sure how many raised totes, garden things, whatever you want to call this adventure we're doing. Not sure how many we're going to really need. We're not going to... Robin tried growing some corn. Didn't work too good. You know, we're pretty much going to go with tomatoes for sure, and some different kinds of peppers. I'm not even sure we're going to do potatoes, because we are trying to change our diet up. Not against continuing on potatoes, but just not on a regular basis like I used to. But that's still an option to do that. But you know, cucumbers, some zucchini, stuff like that. It's not going to be a huge raised garden, but we're going to at least get all the totes down there and out of this area. And I may have a idea for this area in the future, of course. You always got to have plans. So let me go get the John Deere, because I would use my pickup, but some of these have so much dirt in them, they're pretty daggone heavy. So I'm going to get the tractor up here, slide them into the loader bucket. Then when I get down to where the garden's going to be, I'll just use my dolly to take them to their spot. Well, almost out of fuel. So I'll need to go get some, but that's not part of the plan right now. And I've got enough. I'm not really going to be running it that long, so I should be fine. Famous last words. Empty ones are good. I think we'll start with empty ones. Okay, now what I'm thinking is, I don't know to do 2 on 1 frame or 3. It's really going to matter what all we're going to plant. Now we don't have time to spend you know, 2 or 3 hours a day right now working on this garden. So I'm envisioning just having, you know, let's say this tote would be devoted to tomatoes. Now tomatoes is something that we will probably have the most of. So maybe I shouldn't use tomatoes. Let's say, you know, cucumbers or whatever. Because you can get a lot out of that area right there. It's, you know, it's a pretty good area. So if you envision if that was in the ground, it just depends on how much garden you want, you know. And as I've mentioned many times before on these garden videos, that we're just growing for what we use, and then if we have any left over, we will give it away. But we're not doing like whole rows of corn and potatoes and whatnot, because we're not trying to make a living at it. We're just trying to raise what we're gonna eat, and hopefully after we get the shelter done, maybe we could can some stuff. Beans is something that we do eat. For some reason we seem to eat a lot of peas now. When I was a kid I didn't like peas. That's my sister. But yeah, I think it'll work. And if you can envision, you know, a wood frame being around this and this being up, what we want to do is make it to where it's about, the top is about waist height. That way when Robin goes, or even me now, I'm starting to get that way where we don't have to really bend over to get where we're getting to. So that'll be really good. But that's going to be sometime in the near future. Right now I'm just trying to get them over here set up. We'll get the soil, add soil where we need to, and I don't even have to worry about the, you know, the stand and the whatever chicken wire, whatever we use to go around it to keep the critters out. All right, so I got a couple more loads anyway to bring down here. That's weird. First time it wouldn't go up, so we have a little 4x4 here, and when she first put it in, that dirt needed placed a wall. So a minute ago it wouldn't come up on the wood, so I put it in 4-wheel drive and it came right up. This time it wouldn't even it wouldn't even come up. So go figure. Okay, the only 2 totes left up behind the trailer is they're kind of cracked up and everything, and they've got dirt in them, which I'm going to reuse down here. And there is 1 set of buckets still up there, but they were just laying up there. I'm trying to clean that area up also. So that's all, but everything else is down here now. You see we got all that, all those. Well, the top one that's pink or red doesn't have dirt. Those 2 don't have dirt in them, but the rest of them do. So, and like I mentioned before, I don't know if we're going to be using them all, but at least they're all down here now. So me and Robin have talked about it a little bit, but we'll make a final decision on, for now, what we want as far as our vegetables and whatever we're going to put in the dirt, and that'll determine how many we're going to use. But I just had kind of an idea pop in my head. See what you all think. What about if I just use the pallets? I've got some other pallets. Well, there's one there. It's almost destroyed, but it is technically still a pallet. And that raises them about almost 6 more inches, about 5 inches. I was just going to go to waist height, which that's still about a foot away, but by the time you have your dirt in here, and still you're not even hardly bending over, so that might work. And the reason I'm just saying the pallets for now is because it saves on some money for right now. We can take that money and put it somewhere else, like our shower we're trying to get done. So what I could do with the pallets is just go ahead and put my frame, screw my frame to there, and then have a top rail coming around, and then put my chicken wire on that. I think that would work. If it wasn't for that, I would just leave the totes on the ground, because up there by the dog pen, everything, it seemed to work. I don't think the deer even came and bothered, because it was right there at the dog pen. But like I think I mentioned it before, down here I'm going to need to do something, because they can just come right in here, and the deer come all around here at nighttime and early in the morning. And the rabbits they shouldn't bother it, but the chicken wire will even help even more. So I think, and I've got over here, I've got a bunch of pallets, and I don't think Robin is going to be using them anymore. So she's out of town for the day. She'll be back this evening. I'll get with her and ask her about that. But I'll get this unloaded. I can't move my tractor anymore right now because it is almost on E now, and you don't want to run a diesel all the way out of fuel. It's a big fiasco to get it running again. So I'll unload this and probably go to weed eating. Fun. So let me get this unloaded real quick, and then we'll make a final decision on that. Okay, the decision I've made is to definitely wait for Robin. We will discuss everything I've mentioned to you, maybe a little more I haven't mentioned to you, and then I'll see you back here tomorrow, which for you will be a couple seconds, and we will continue with our garden setup. Well, got a crack in it, but still ought to work. Well, all right, it's been a busy day. This is actually about, I don't know, kind of curious what time it is. It's getting on in the afternoon. It is getting ready to hit 3 o'clock. Had other errands I had to do today. And I'm getting ready to go inside here and make some homemade chicken noodle soup, I guess you could say. Chicken noodle soup. And but wanted to get that the gas fuel back in the John Deere so I can get it moved. Robin loved the idea. Well, I don't know about love, but she said it would work. And the big thing is, first thing she said, it'll save some money this year. And that's the biggest thing. Now I just got to decide if I'm going to go 2 pallets high or 1 pallet high. I'll decide that once I start setting it up. But right now, and we've got extra dirt. I found some old bags of compost manure that I could add to this. I don't know how old they are and if it's still effective. All the nutrients may be out there, all closed up bags. But anyway, so right now, here I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I've got a possibility of 18 totes. And I don't think we're going to need that many totes. But they'll be down here. But I do have plenty of dirt to work with. So I think I'm going to start out with doing about 4 pallets. Some of those pallets, they're not all as big as this one over here I've been showing you. These over here will probably be able to put 2 totes on one. I mean, we can put as many totes together as we want, I reckon, but I want to try to make it as easy as I can for us to get the weeds in there or to harvest whatever we're ready to harvest. So, but that's where we're at. But I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video for now. And the next video, of course, will be, I'll have all these set up where I want them to go. But we're going to be de-weeding and going, hopefully, planting whatever vegetables we're going to plant, because we need to get them in the ground. Need to get us some tomato plants going. We're obviously not doing them from seed. We'll just be buying them. Some of the stuff we may do from seed, we have actually, the peppers that we have grown before, we've actually taken seeds out of the peppers that we have eaten from the store and have grown them up that way. So we'll just see, but for now we got everything down here and ready to go. And that's, hey man, it's moving in the right direction. Like I said, I think in the last video, I got a bad habit of looking at what I don't have done, what's still to come, instead of just looking, you know, looking at what we have gotten done. And summertime, so yard work. You hear Robin maybe over there, she's cutting grass right now. We had to fix the mower. One side of the deck lost a cotter pin, so I had to steal one from another location. Got the mower back going. We just got a lot going on like everybody does. So thanks for watching, and we'll be looking forward to hopefully seeing you back next time. And hopefully I can get start getting videos more than one a week. I usually do in the summertime, but I'm not going to promise. So thanks for watching. Have a good week. See you next time. God bless.